Okay, okay, it is getting late here. It's almost 11. I usually come down to work on packing orders more like 8 or even 7, but tonight we went out for dinner and then we went to see a movie. It was Weapons, this new horror movie, and it was wild. So I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I highly recommend you see this movie. There's a lot. There's a lot. Anyway, so I don't have a lot to talk about tonight. I did go out this morning and picked up some winnings from an auction. It's a long drive. I'm not going to show any of that stuff tonight because I'm still kind of working on last weekend's garage sale pickups, getting drafts and getting listings together for that. So tonight I'm just going to pack the orders that came in. There were 4 of them. I think it's going to be an okay profit day. It's going to be definitely more than $100. Or probably more than $100, but not over 200, which is kind of where we need to be for the rest of the year. But yeah, I feel good about it. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking to this in this video. I'm just going to get right to packing. And okay, yeah, let's stop messing around. Let's just get the work done. Okay, here we are. I pulled all the 4 orders that are going out today. And like I said, we're going to just cruise through these, get this done as quickly as we can because it's quarter till 11 now and I don't want to be doing eBay business until 2 o'clock in the morning. So this is going to be a short one tonight, hopefully. So okay, right here I have this book. I've been having pretty good luck with religious books. In this case, it's a book of hymns. It's called Heavenly Highway Hymns. So I don't know what that could possibly mean. This book, I can't remember the date on it. Maybe it's in the title. 1956. So it's older than it looks. I would have guessed that was from the 70s with that font. But in any event, it sold for, well, it says I paid $0 for it, and it came from a garage sale. So I'm not sure how that works out, but that's what I have in my notes. I know occasionally you go to a garage sale and people will say all books are free, so that might have been this situation. In fact, the more I think about it, I'm pretty sure that is what happened. I think I got a copy of Dune there that I thought I might just read myself, even though I've read that before. And I think I got this at this yard sale. I think there was like, yeah, I'm remembering it. There were like 4 older ladies who were there trying to dig through these boxes of books that they had set out because they were very excited about getting free books. And I didn't spend a lot of time there. I got 2 books there and I got a flag, like a banner, sports banner. I don't remember. I'm not a sports person, but it had the name of it had a name signed on it by a hockey player. So it was a hockey team. So I have that for sale somewhere in my shop. I just don't remember what it is. Anyway, this book, got it for nothing, sold it for $20 plus shipping. That was in just the end of June. So right now it's August 8th. It's a Friday night. That's why we went out and had a nice evening together, my wife and I. Let's see, what am I writing on here? Hymns. Gotta get some weight off of this package, which, let's see, you need to set a tear here. This one is off. Back to 0. 1.4, so I'm going to put 1.4 because I'm going to send it medium mail and I'm not sure if it makes any difference. 10 by 7 by 3. Usually I just round up to the next pound, but in this case I'm going to check medium mail and see if there is any break in the middle of the pounds, or you just go to the next pound like I would with Ground Advantage. Okay, this is going to I was going to say Los Angeles, but it's actually Louisiana, LA. Okay, here we go. The next thing up is this game, Betrayal at House on the Hill, a strategy game. I think it's something like Clue, but a little more complicated. I'm gonna pull this open and see. Does it need? It looks like I already put some foam in here to try to keep this stuff packed in there, but I'm gonna put another piece. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, but I just don't like this stuff jiggling around too much while it's being shipped and falling out of its location where it's supposed to be. So I'll put this in here to try to keep it in place. I think I'll put another piece in there because the foam that I have in here already is pretty thin. It's not actually going to be hitting the top of the lid. Okay, this is 11 11 inches square. Is this one about the same? Yeah, this is about the same. So I'm going to use this 12 by 12 by 12 box, and I'm going to chop it down with my, I was going to use my resizing tool up here, but I don't think I'm going to have to do that. I'm just going to use the resizing lines that are already in this box and just do it upside down. I think it's going to be enough. That's going to give me enough room to fit this game in here. So let's go ahead and do that. So yeah, I'm putting it together upside down right now because these boxes from eBay have these score lines already lined up on them. Instead of having to use the tool, you can just use the lines that are already built in. It has like 2 fold lines. So in this case, I'm going to cut these flaps off because I don't need them, and I'll use this cardboard for another package sometime in the future, these scrap pieces. And then I'll just go down in the box where the pre-made score lines are that come from the box manufacturer. Cut this down and make new flaps. Then I'll put these here, save that for next time, for another time. Okay, I just used up the last of that paper, so I'm gonna have to open a new one. This is a glue gun I was using the other day, and I bought a new one, a battery powered one. I got it at a garage sale, like everything, and I haven't used that yet, so I'm looking for an excuse to try that glue gun out. Looks cool. I never used a battery operated glue gun before. Okay, so I'm trying to get this paper untaped. Of course, easier said than done. There we go. There we go. Okay, this is gonna be relatively tight in here, and in some cases I get worried. I mean, one of the next things I'm gonna pack, I will definitely be worried about making space around the edges, but this is just a board game. I'm not that worried about it. I still hear the pieces rattling around in there a little bit, but it's fine. They're not going anywhere. Okay, tape that down and then tape across here. Did not do the bottom for some reason. I don't know why. Okay, I'm just gonna write game and hope I remember. I won't remember because I have 2 games here. That marker just wrote beautifully on this box, and then on this one it's like totally dead. So I'm gonna write house on here. Set that aside. 3.4, so this is 4 pounds. 12 by 12 by what is this? 4. 12 by 12 by 4, and it's going all the way to California. So last one I thought was going to Los Angeles, but no, this one is going to California. AS. All right, next, this Battleship. This is another one that might need some packing on the inside of the box, but it is pretty well packed in here already. But I'll stick a little paper just to keep it from rattling around too much. This is like Electronic Talking Battleship. Well, let's go back to the House on the Hill. Betrayal at House on the Hill. I've had this for quite a long time, since November of 2023. So not quite 2 years, but not that far away. I only sold it for $17, but once it's gone, it's gone. I paid $4 for it at what? Unique thrift store. And I have several of these electronic battleships. This might be from around the same time period. No, this is about a year ago, June of 2024. I got this electronic talking battleship. I think I got 3 of these around the same time, and then kind of cobbled together full sets from the pieces, some that had missing pieces. All right, this one, I'm trying to decide if I want to use these pre-scored lines on this one or go ahead and make my own. I think I'm gonna make my own because, well, this box is much thicker than that previous one. It's not, I'd have to fill about 3 to 4 inches of packing paper, and I don't want to use that much paper, so I want to use this much paper. All right, so it's best to go inside the box here if you can and make these score lines. I'm not cutting these off because I want to have a nice straight line to score from, a reference line. Ouch, hit myself in the face. Okay, so we're doing basically the same thing. We're just making our own score line. Here's my knife. I'm gonna cut these flaps off now. At least 3 of them I won't need. Maybe I'll cut the 3rd one off, or the 4th one off when I get there. But for now, I'm just gonna cut 3. I think where I'm cutting, where I'm creating new flaps is gonna be about the same size. So I probably only will need, I don't probably need to have this long one, but I'm keeping it for the second now. Maybe I'll just leave it there because it's not going to hurt anything. And it will give a little extra protection to the box. All right, Battleship. Now, paper. Get used to the size of those rolls. You know, once they get smaller, they're much easier to spin around and get the paper off of them. And these are relatively heavy when they're full. So you can't just spin it to get paper off. You have to unroll it like a toilet paper roll or something. That's fine. Okay, Battleship. B-A-T-T-L-E. Battle. And is it going to be good? It'll be good. All right, how much does it weigh? This is relatively heavy. It's almost 6 pounds, 5 pounds, 3 ounces. And it's going to be 12 by 12 by 7. And who's it going to? I'm surprised that weighs that much. This is going to PJL in Georgia. So yeah, I've got a few more of these Battleships. This one I bought for $5 at a garage sale, and it sold for $35. It's took a year and 2 months to sell, so I gotta get better at stuff that sells quickly. Okay, now the final thing here is this Pyrex percolator. These are very, very fragile, these interior parts. The exterior is relatively strong, but this inside stuff is tough. I mean, not the opposite of tough. It's really easy to break. So I gotta figure out a good way to pack this. And I'm gonna start by wrapping these metal pieces and putting them inside the carafe. I have a couple of these too. Like these things are relatively rare to find with complete insides and everything. I probably would have done well if I had parted it out and sold the insides separately, but I didn't. I sold them all together in one go. Okay, I think I'm going to. I don't think I have any choice but to double box this if I can. But first, I'm going to put as much inside of the pot as I can. I went too far. Made this too much. Let's just do half of this. That should fit in there nicely. There it goes. Okay, I'll put a little more in the top. I'm gonna try an 8 by 8 by 8 box and see if that will fit in there. I'm not convinced it will with this handle sticking off of it. And then if it does fit in here, whoa, this one is glued together. Okay, eBay boxes. There we go. I think it might fit in here, corner to corner. So if I can fit this in here, I'm gonna put these parts in some kind of a box as well. And then I'll pack everything inside a 12 by 12 by 12 box. I've had this since just about a year. I got this on July 30th. So a year and a week. Yeah, that'll fit in there perfectly. In fact, it's probably deep enough I can put the lid in here too. So I'll just pack this thing separately because that's going to be the most fragile of all of these pieces. So I'm going to wrap this a few times with bubble wrap, just enough to fill out this smaller box. Okay, then I'm gonna put that lid in a few wraps of bubble wrap as well, and put it right on top of here, and then close this all up. I think that'll be this will be a good safe package. So I think I found 3 or 4 of these total in my lifetime. So they don't come along that often. This one came from the Goodwill. I bought it for $4.40, and if I remember, I got 2 in the same shopping trip, and there was somebody following me around the store saying, "Oh, you got 2 of those, huh? Think you need both of those? You need 2 of those?" Somebody else who wanted to sell it. So yeah, I needed both of them. But I think the market has changed on these since I bought them. So I had them listed at over $100. I have a couple of them, like I said, and then just recently I was looking at the market for some reason, and I decided that they were selling for more like 80 or even less if they were complete. But they were, I think the first one I sold for like 180 or at least 120. So I'm wrapping this together. I don't want these 2 pieces to be able to bounce around and move against each other. So I'll fill this box with paper. It's not going to need that much because it's already pretty close quarters inside here, but I want this box completely immobilized. Everything in here nothing should move in here at all. Not that worried with this about keeping the item away from the walls of the box because I'm going to put it inside another box. This one is going to take the longest of all the packages we do tonight. That's why I saved it for last. Saved the worst for last, I guess, in this case. Ouch. Ouch. Okay, that one is just about ready. Now, let's find something that I can put this in. I just had a small box. I think this is gonna be too small. Let's see, turn the light on. Oh, the light is on. It's so dark in here. All right, what do I want? What do I want? Actually, this might be dumb, but I'm gonna do this. Let's see if I can do this. Yeah, this will work out just fine. I'm gonna use 2 of these small square, they're not really square, but square-ish boxes and put them together like a tube. I gotta make sure this is gonna be too big. Okay, so maybe I need to get this, shoot. It has to be smaller than 12 inches. So right now this is about 9. This together with this is 14. So that's too big. How big is this? Even with this, oh, there's no way to do this. Okay, let's open this up and see. Can I potentially fit this percolator part inside here safely? Because like I said, this is definitely the most fragile part of the whole package. I don't like this. I don't like this idea. It fits in there pretty well. All right, let's take this out. Okay, I'm thinking about putting that. I probably should have put it inside the pot like the other parts. You know, maybe those other parts would have been easier to separately box. But right now I'm gonna put this, oof, I'm questioning this. I do not want this thing to break. It is gonna have a lot of extra walls, you know, once I put it in the 12 by 12 box. So the chances of this breaking are pretty slim. If this is like 8 by 8 by 8, that's gonna be like 2 inches at least around. Once I put it in the bigger box, there's definitely a better way to do this. But we're gonna just move on with it. This is a relatively expensive item, sold for $83. So I don't want to have to refund this if it gets broken. So far, I mean, I've said it before, I've never had anything break in shipping. And I do ship a lot of this kind of stuff. I'm not squeamish about shipping fragile items. I do sometimes worry that I'm spending too much on packaging materials for this kind of stuff. You know, if I sold this for $10 or $20 and then had to put this much packaging into it, I'd be pretty disappointed in myself. But for $85, $83, I'll probably make 70 bucks profit on this or more. Okay, so this is gonna go inside this. And now I've got about 2 inches on every side that I can fill with paper. So if this thing gets dropped or possibly thrown, it's not gonna be a real problem because there's 2 full inches on each side. Plus whatever packaging is inside there, inside the smaller box. I will use quite a lot of paper here. I could potentially use these bubble things, but I really only like to use them for low impact, low value items. I don't trust those things. This paper feels much better to me than those air pockets. It does way more, the paper, and it costs more. I get those things for free in other packages. But we're gonna just go with the paper, and I'm gonna pack this in here pretty tightly, but I want to move a little quicker and get done with this. All right, so I can put these boxes away. I won't use them, these small ones. Whew, it's getting hot down here. I think today might have been the hottest day of the year here in Chicago area. I think it was up to like 98. Okay, I'm packing this a little tighter than I might normally, but it's gonna be, this is gonna be perfect. I feel good about this. Let's drop something here. Okay, this side's a little loose, so I'll put a little extra tape on there to hold it down. I'm going to just quickly burnish this tape, make it a little bit more likely to stick. Okay, Pyrex. This weighs 5 pounds exactly. So less than a Electronic Talking Battleship. 12 by 12 by 12, and it's going, I hope it's not going too far. I bet it's going to California. Pennsylvania, that's not too far. JW. Okay, I'm gonna buy these labels, get them stuck on these packages, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you exactly how much profit I made on each of these items and how much I made total for today. So if you're interested in this kind of minutia of eBay selling and real numbers, like I reveal all of my secrets, hit the subscribe button and follow along with me. I'll be right back. Okay, we've got a little mini tower of packages here. They all have labels and they're all ready to go. I've already put in a request to get them picked up tomorrow, so I'll just put them on the porch in the morning and my carrier will come and get them. So let's quickly go through how much each of these items earned for us. And I think I forgot to put one amount in, but I'm pretty sure I know what it is. Okay, so starting with the Heavenly Highway hymn book. After fees and everything, sold it for $19.99. Got it for free. I charged $5.10 shipping. The actual shipping was $5.22, so I'm a little bit under there, but nothing that really matters. eBay fees were $4.13, so that leaves us with $15.74 profit on that book that we got for free, so not too bad. The Betrayal at the House on the Hill only sold it for 17 bucks, and I paid up for it quite a bit, almost $5 really. And so total profit for that is only $9.66, so almost 10 bucks. It took only 2 years to earn that $10. Electronic Talking Battleship earned $23.96, and I was pretty close to the what I thought we were going to make 70 bucks on the Pyrex. We made $69.13. So total profit for today is $118.49. So I guess any day over $100 is okay for me, but I'm looking for a little bit higher numbers for the rest of the year, because I have a goal to make $50,000 this year, and these kind of numbers aren't going to get me there. I mean, it's just a made-up goal. There's nothing that there's no rules that says I have to do that, but I'd like to. That would be nice. Okay, I'm going to quickly add yesterday's sales. There were 4 of them to this tally board here. Thursday, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'll add today's sales when we make a video tomorrow, or maybe Sunday. So yeah, that's it. Like I said, subscribe if you want to follow along. I'm revealing all of my financial secrets. I'm not sure if it's a good idea or not, but that's what I'm doing. So yeah, thanks for watching. We'll see you again tomorrow. I'm making a video every single day.